What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Hardcore and the Casual Podcast. I'm your host, Justin, and on today's episode, I welcome Elijah, our champion. How are you doing, Elijah?
Doing great, feeling great.
So, he retained his title from the Jared Cannonier Borralho fight this past weekend. We did do predictions on a lot of the fights on this card, but Borralho versus Jared Cannonier was the fight that we had opposed on.
Yes.
And Borralho won the 5-round decision. It was a very, very close fight going into the 5th round, and then Borralho started turning it up.
Yep.
Got a big knockdown on Jared Cannonier. I thought the fight was going to be over in the 5th round when he got that knockdown. Jared kind of just looked like he was gone.
Yeah.
It went to decision. Borralho picked up the well-deserved win. And it was a hard-fought battle. Like, that was a great fight. I didn't expect it to be the fight it was. Borralho took the power of Jared Cannonier very, very well. And he looked great on the feet, which isn't normally where he's done his best work. Like, he's great on the feet.
Yeah.
But normally he does his best work on the ground. This time he stood up and striked with Jared the entire time. I don't think there was a single takedown attempt. And he won the decision. I mean, he took a lot of the rounds. He probably took 4. I would say he maybe took 4 of the rounds, 3 possibly. But, I mean, he looked amazing in the fight.
You think he 4-1 Cannonier?
I do.
Wow.
I think Jared Cannonier only really landed a couple really big strikes in the fight where you could give him a round. But other than that, Jared Cannonier, he's getting up there in age. I think he's starting to slow down a little bit. If this fight happened 2 years ago, it would have been a different story.
Yeah.
But it's happening now, which is not something that I really predicted. Right, like I thought Jared Cannonier would win based off of the power, and he did put on good power onto Borralho.
Yeah.
But Borralho took it very well. So I do think that Jared's abilities are starting to diminish the older he gets. He is 40 now. Things are different now. Things are different. He is still a great fighter. He is still top 5 middleweight right now.
Yeah.
Well, actually, he's not. He actually got moved down in the rankings. I think he's actually beneath someone that he recently beat. I do want to check that, but do you have anything, like, did you watch the fight?
I watched a little bit of it. Definitely happy for Borralho because he definitely helped me retain my title. But, man, 4-1, oh.
It could have been different. Oh, yeah. He's beneath Marvin Vettori now in the rankings, which doesn't really make sense to me because Jared Cannonier beat the shit out of Marvin Vettori in like 2 fights ago.
Yeah.
That doesn't really, like, he literally made Marvin Vettori look like he was like an unranked guy.
Do you feel like Jared Cannonier was like kind of surviving the fight more than actually being in the fight?
No, I thought he was in the fight the entire time. There was always occasions where he was swinging on Borralho, and I was like, Borralho's about to go out cold.
Yeah.
I rewatched the fight twice because the first time I was outside by the fire, just hanging out, watching it on my phone. Didn't pay too much attention to it, so I went back, rewatched it. And, yeah, there were definitely times where Jared Cannonier looked like he was about to put the lights out on Borralho.
Yeah.
But like I said, the biggest takeaway was how much Borralho was able to take from Jared Cannonier. He took his best shots and kept on swinging back. There were a couple times where they were just back and forth, just laying it into each other. And I thought it was extremely impressive by Borralho. I think this, let me look again, this moved him into 5th ranked in the middleweight division. Right beneath Amavov, who just beat Jared Cannonier, but that one was a little less impressive because it was the early stoppage.
Yeah.
And right above that is Whitaker, Izzy, Strickland. So Borralho is in that conversation now. I saw something going around on X a couple of weeks ago saying it was like an AI-generated career path for Izzy.
Yeah.
The AI said that his next fight, Izzy would lose to DDP, and his next fight would be fighting Borralho. That might be the fight to make now, Izzy versus Borralho. I mean, we were looking for something for Izzy to do after the last pay-per-view. This might be the thing. This might be what he does next, is fight Borralho. I think that would be a fun stylistic matchup. I think that Borralho might get picked apart by Izzy, but
Yeah.
I after watching this fight, I don't want to count Kallio out anymore because he does seem to take damage very well.
I believe Khalil Borralho can be Izzy, but he has to be on his absolute A game because
Yeah.
you're talking about
No
Izzy,
mistakes.
who's coming from like title fights after title fights, and like he's fighting the best. He's not fighting like low scrubs.
Yeah.
And once you get to the top 5, it's basically just a mental part of the game. Like whose game plan is going to apply faster,
Yeah, who could plot out their game plan better. I think Kallio will add in more wrestling with
Yeah.
Izzy. But no, this was a very impressive performance. He moves up to 17-1-0 with 1 no contest.
Yeah.
So great record too. I think that this guy, Evil Paulo Costa, might be a problem for this middleweight division. Honestly, Kallio Borralho versus Paulo Costa might be a fun fight to make. I mean, does Paulo Costa really deserve another like top-ranked guy? Not really. He has 0 wins over guys in the UFC.
But I mean, it's like it would make so much money though.
It would. But like the problem is he keeps on getting guys that are above him in the rankings with 0 wins in the UFC. I feel like Paulo has to start fighting like 15, 14, 13 ranked guys.
You think he beats Izzy?
Who, Paulo? Or Paulo?
Yeah, Paulo Costa.
No, he got beat up by Izzy last time. Why would he beat him this time? I think he'd get whooped on again.
Oh man.
But Kallio, I think, has a better shot. I think Kallio Borralho's striking is actually better than Paulo Costa's.
Uh-huh.
Paulo Costa is the eraser. Like, that's his... It might just be his nickname, no, but it's actually what he does. He walks across and he tries to just put pressure on you and beat you up.
Yeah.
But the guys that are just better at striking seem to have an advantage over him. Like, anyone he's fought that has a better striking game has beaten him. He just erases people that don't have striking. He just walks forward, lays on a big punch, and then puts them away. If he can't do that, he kind of loses every fight. So, I don't know. I think Kallio Borralho is going to do big things in this middleweight division.
You said he has good ground game too, right?
Oh, yeah, he does. He's got very good ground game. I mean,
Who could you compare him to? Charles Oliveira ground game?
No. I don't think there's a 1-to-1, but he's fighting out of the Fighting Nerds gym, which have some very high-level black belts fighting out of that gym. It's not like Charles Oliveira's gym over at I forgot what the name is. It's a really popular gym in Brazil. Crap. Oh well, I forgot the name of a gym in Brazil. Whatever. But yeah, no, it's not like that. But these guys are like the up and coming guys.
Yeah.
Gene Silva, you remember Gene Silva?
Yeah, I do.
These guys are the new breed of Brazilian fighters now.
Because you need ground game, especially in today's.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, this entire MMA is becoming just like you need to have every asset of MMA, or else you're not going to be able. We just saw it with Izzy. Like, if you have a limited portion of your game now, you're going to get eventually fraud checked by someone.
That's
Alex
true.
Pereira, man, he's going to get fraud checked by someone. You might not like it, but he's gonna.
It's very weird because it's always been a striker versus wrestler matchup. You see it with Khabib, like you said, Izzy. Who else? Merab and Sean O'Malley. Sean O'Malley and Aljamain Sterling. That's what it boils down to.
But the game is evolving now. You're going to see more people like Tom Aspinall, who are really good on the ground, really good on the feet. Ilia Topuria, black belt on the ground, one of the best boxers on the feet.
Yeah.
You're going to see Islam. Islam has become such a great striker now, and obviously the wrestling pedigree. You're going to see more guys like that who have a fully rounded game, and less guys like a Bilal Muhammad. And you're going to find outliers like a Bilal, but it's going to evolve more and more. DDP has great ground game, great striking. He has, you know what I mean. But yeah,
I don't know. It's just with Bilal, it's just like he's in a weird spot. He's in a really weird spot because he has pretty good ground game. His striking's pretty good, but it's just like the way he fights. It's like you never know, like what
he's
going
super
to do.
reactionary. That's how
Yeah.
Demetrius Johnson described him. He's very reactionary, where you do something, he's gonna react to what you do and then put on like better pressure.
Yeah.
So yeah, he is a weird one. But I think we can move and talk about some other stuff that happened on this card. Angela Hill versus Tabitha Ricci. Tabitha Ricci won. There's not really much to write home about. I mean, Angela Hill is 17-14. She's the gatekeeper of the division. So Tabitha Ricci now gets to move on to that higher level of competition. We've got some new Ultimate Fighters, some new Ultimate Fighter winners. Ryan Loder won the Ultimate Fighter for the middleweight division, and Marone Santos, he ended up knocking out his opponent in the second round. They both knocked out their opponents around the same time. 15-1. That guy looks dangerous, so he's someone to look out for.
Look out for that guy.
Jared Mershart, he was losing the fight and then ended up coming back and submitting Edmund Shabazian.
Guillotine?
I think it was just a rear naked choke.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure. And then lastly, the Michael Morales, man, he 17-0 now. He knocked out Neil Magny in the first round.
What?
Yep, Neil Magny was kind of grinding on him up against the cage.
Yeah.
And Michael Morales just turns around and hits him with a spinning back elbow up against the cage. Like, he was, like, on the cage. And Neil Magny had his back, and he just spun, hit him with an elbow. Neil Magny just face plants on the ground. And Michael Morales gets down and starts just laying in punches. The same way Neil Magny did it to Mike Malott a couple months ago. Michael Morales did it to him. Neil Magny, like Angela Hill, gatekeeper of the division. Now Michael Morales, I think top 13 now, gets to move on to higher ranked competition. There are now 4 guys, I think, ranked 3 or 4 guys that are undefeated now in the welterweight division. Ian Gary, Rachmanov, Michael Morales. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's those 3. But that's some, I mean, 17-0, 13-0, and 17-0. Those are some crazy numbers in the welterweight division right now.
It's weird how the welterweight division works because, in the lightweight division, everyone has good grappling. When you go to the welterweight division, you need great striking.
Yes.
Everyone has great striking. I mean, there is ground game, but welterweight, it's a lot of striking. And then you go up to middleweight, and like there is wrestling, but now you have big punchers. You have people who mix it in more. It's like the fight changes between the weight classes.
Yes, 100%. And Michael Morales, with his pedigree of his dad being a world champion kickboxer and his mom being world champion in judo. I mean, this guy's going on to big things. I can see it right now. I mean, if you just walk through Neil Magny like that, Ian Gary couldn't walk through Neil Magny like that. Ian Gary had to grind Neil Magny out up against the cage and basically do Neil Magny's strategy back onto him just to beat him. Yeah. Michael Morales just knocks him out in the first round. So it's kind of, this guy's going to do some great things in this division. Him, Rachmanov, these are the guys of the future of the welterweight division. That'd be a great fight to see one day. Imagine undefeated versus undefeated for the title. Ooh. Man, when was the last time we seen some shit like that? It's been a while. I don't remember the last time we've seen an undefeated versus undefeated for a title.
And what weight class was this before?
This was welterweight.
Welterweight. Wow.
Below Muhammad's division right now.
Below Muhammad?
I mean, him versus Rachmanov is probably next. Bilal versus Rachmanov, so.
I can't say if I see him holding the belt longer or if I don't. He's kind of in a weird spot. He's a little on the older side, but it's like, I mean, he's the champion, so you have to respect him, but you beat Leon. I mean, you have to respect Leon for what he does, but you can't count on him to have a dog in a fight. Like, I think, honestly, I think Bilal Muhammad should fight Usman.
I think that would be a good fight, but I don't really think Usman deserves a title fight right now. He's on a 3-fight losing streak.
Well, think about it. Okay, he lost to
Leon twice and then Chimaev up at middleweight.
The head kick, he had a pretty decent fight. And then the Chimaev fight, it was like...
You can kind of throw that one away. It was last minute, 2 weeks notice, up a weight class.
And he still
he
put
still
up a good
performed.
fight.
He performed. But still, I think he needs another win in the welterweight division to get back to a title. I think it's only one win, granted, like 1 win title fight. But I just don't think you throw him in there with Belal right now. I think Rakhmonov should get his opportunity, and then you see what you do with Usman next.
You think Usman and Ian Gary?
That'd be a fun fight.
Usman
That'd
and
be
Ian
fun.
Gary?
That'd be fun. I do think that'd be fun, but I kind of want to see Leon versus Ian Gary.
Nah. Ooh. Yeah. Yeah.
I think
'cause
that'd
of
be fun
trash
too.
talk.
Yeah.
I think Leon still has it to fight Ian Gary.
I do too. I think Leon still has all the skills that he had a year ago when he beat up Usman, when he beat up Colby. I still think he's that guy.
Yeah.
He just kind of got grapple fucked by Belal Muhammad, who
Yeah.
does that to everyone. So I don't know, man.
Do you think Leon deserves an immediate rematch?
No.
Do you think he could put up an argument for one?
Yes, but I don't think he's going to be given one.
True.
I can make an argument for why I think he should get an immediate rematch.
Yeah.
I don't think he does, though. So it really doesn't matter because I'll only make arguments for stuff that I think will happen.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen, so there's no point of even arguing for it.
I would just make the argument just so Belal won't be champion.
Yeah, there we go. There's your argument. Belal won't be champ. If he gets his rematch, I think Leon wins. There's your argument. But, I think we could change gears now if you don't have anything else to say about this card. So I want to do something fun just to test myself. So he's going to pull up a full list of every champion in the UFC, women and men, and I want to see if I could go through and do them all. It's basically a category quiz. If you guys watch the wrestling channel, you'll see that, or the wrestling podcast, you'll see that I've done this before with the wrestling podcast. I just want to see if I could do it. I want to see if I can name every single champion all the way up and down the list, starting with Weili, ending all the way with Mark Coleman. Let's see if I could do it, you know? So I'm going to go... It's going to be in reverse chronological order for each division. Whenever you're ready, I'm going to try and do interim champs too. If I get one wrong, just say wrong. If I get them right, just say yep or yeah or ding, whatever you want to say.
Okay.
I'm going to try and go through them pretty quickly, though, just to see if I can. We'll start off. You got the list up?
Yeah, I got the list.
You on Weili?
Yeah, I'm on Weili.
Okay.
All the way at the bottom.
All the way at the bottom. All right. We're using Wikipedia if you guys want to go on and check for yourself, too. Okay. Weili. She beat Carla Esparza. Carla Esparza beat Rose. Rose beat... Geez, this is harder to do when you're doing it out loud. I can do it really easily in my head. Rose beat Weili. Weili beat Jessica Andrade. Jessica Andrade beat Rose. Rose beat Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Joanna Jędrzejczyk beat Carla Esparza. We're done with the strawweight division.
We're done with the strawweight.
Moving up to flyweight, we've got Alexa Grasso, who beat Valentina Shevchenko, she didn't beat Nico Montano, but Nico Montano is next. That's done with the flyweight division, the women's flyweight. Women's bantamweight, we've got Raquel Pennington, who didn't beat Amanda Nunes, but Amanda Nunes is next. We've got Juliana Pena, back to Amanda Nunes, then Miesha Tate, Holly Holm, Ronda Rousey. We're done with the women's bantamweight division.
Okay.
Now, I don't think it says it on that part of it, but I'll just do the women's featherweight because it's pretty easy. It's Amanda Nunes, Chris Cyborg, Jermaine Durandamy. There's only 3. Mm-hmm. So there, got that out of the way. We'll go men's flyweight. We'll start off Pantoja. Brandon Moreno. Brandon Moreno interim title reign. Then Davis and Figueiredo. Then Brandon Moreno. Then Davis and Figueiredo. Henry Cejudo. Demetrius Johnson. We're done with the flyweight division.
Yes.
Bantamweight. We'll start with Sugar Sean O'Malley. Aljamain Sterling. What? For bantamweight?
Mm-hmm.
Sugar Sean O'Malley beat Aljamain Sterling. Did he not?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Then
Sugar Sean, Aljamain Sterling, Piotr Jan, Henry Cejudo, TJ Dillashaw. Cody Garbrandt, Dominic Cruz, TJ Dillashaw, Renan Barão interim title reign, Dominic Cruz.
Okay.
Done with bantamweight. Featherweight. So now I'm just going to try and clarify when the interim title reigns happen now, since we're going to have a bunch of interim title reigns for the next couple of things. So we've got Ilia Topuria. Yair Rodriguez was interim champ during the Alexander Volkanovski reign. Max Holloway after Alexander Volkanovski. Max Holloway interim title reign. Jose Aldo interim title reign. Conor McGregor, Jose Aldo. Okay, that's featherweight done. Now we're up to lightweight. Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira. Habib with Justin Gaethje interim title reign and Dustin Poirier interim title reign in the mix of the Habib reign. Then Conor McGregor with a Tony Ferguson interim title reign in the mix. Eddie Alvarez, RDA. Anthony Pettis, Benson Henderson, Frankie Edgar, BJ Penn, Sean Shirk, Jens Pulver. Okay, now welterweight. These are gonna start to get a little harder now. Welterweight. I can't remember his name. Oh wait, Bilal Muhammad. Leon Edwards.
Yes.
Kamaru Usman.
Yes.
Tyron Woodley with a Colby Covington interim title reign.
Yes.
Robbie Lawler.
Yes.
Johnny Hendricks.
Yes.
GSP with a Carlos Condit interim title reign.
Yes.
Matt Serra before GSP. Like GSP, Matt Serra, GSP.
With
a Matt Hughes interim title reign.
yes.
So GSP beat Matt Serra. Matt Serra beat GSP. GSP beat Matt Hughes for the title. Matt Hughes beat BJ Penn. BJ Penn beat Matt Hughes. Matt Hughes beat Carlos Newton. Carlos Newton beat Pat Miletich. That's welterweight done.
Yep.
Middleweight. I'm telling you, these are going to start to get harder and harder as we go. Okay, middleweight. Dracus du Plessis. Sean Strickland. Israel Adesanya. Alex Pereira. Israel Adesanya interim reign. Robert Whittaker interim title reign. GSP. After GSP, it goes Michael Bisping, Luke Rockhold, Chris Weidman, Anderson Silva, and then we go all the way back to Rich Franklin, Evan Tanner, Murillo Bustamante, Dave Monet. And that is middleweight done and dusted.
Yes.
Light heavyweight, okay. Here we go. Light heavyweight. We've got Alex Pereira, Jamal Hill, Yuri Prohaska, Glover Teixeira, Jan Blachowicz, John Jones. John Jones interim title reign, DC, then back to John Jones. John Jones beat Shogun Rua. Shogun Rua beat Lyoto Machida. Lyoto Machida beat Rashad Evans. Rashad Evans beat Forrest Griffin. Forrest Griffin beat Rampage Jackson. Rampage beat Chuck Liddell. Chuck Liddell beat Randy Couture. Then it goes Vitor Belfort, back to Randy Couture. Tito Ortiz. And then we're at Shamrock. Okay. So there's light heavyweight done and dusted. Okay, so now we're on to the heavyweight division, the hardest of all the division, the most confusing of all the divisions, the one that's always been confusing. This is definitely going to be the hardest one, but I've done everything so far without a mistake. Let's see if I can do heavyweight. Okay, right now we have John Jones as heavyweight champ with Tom Aspinall as interim heavyweight champ. Before that, it was Francis Ngannou as heavyweight champ with Cyril Gane as interim heavyweight champ. Yeah?
Cyril Gane.
Yeah, he was interim champ during the Francis Ngannou reign. Yeah. Like, Francis Ngannou was champ, Cyril Gane won, then they unified the titles with Francis beating him. Before that, it was Stipe. Then it was DC. Then it was Stipe. Then it was Fabricio Verdum. Then it was Cain Velasquez. Junior Dos Santos, Cain Velasquez. Here's where it gets difficult. Because we're moving on to interim title reigns during the Brock Lesnar reign. Because Brock Lesnar beat Shane Carwin to unify the titles because Shane Carwin was interim champ. Shane Carwin beat Frank Mir for the interim title, and Frank Mir beat Nogueira for the interim title. But Brock Lesnar was champ during that whole thing. Yeah. And then Brock Lesnar beat Randy Couture for the belt. So Randy Couture would be after Nogueira on the list, I think. Then it's Tim Sylvia. Then it's Andre Arlovsky. Then it's Frank Mir. Then it's Tim Sylvia again. Oh, here's where it gets hard. Rico Rodriguez. Yeah. Josh Barnett. Then it would be Randy Couture. Kevin Randleman. Bas Rutten. Randy Couture. Maurice Smith. And then we got Mark Coleman. I did them all. Holy shit. That was the first time I've ever done that all the way through, straight through. Mm-hmm. Usually I fuck up right on Andre Arlovsky to Frank Mir. Yeah. That's usually the part where I get stuck up on in the heavyweight division. Oh my God. I was just able to do that whole thing. You owe me money, right? We made a bet. We made a bet.
What was the bet?
You said you'd give me a 50-50 shot if I could do it or not.
What was the 50-50 shot?
You owe me $50.
$50?
Nah, but all right. So that's just something I wanted to do for myself, just to prove that I could do it, just to see if I could do it. So yeah, if anyone wants to say that I'm a casual, such as yourself,
he's a casual.
I'm not a casual. I've studied the UFC inside and out. I know every champion in the UFC's history. Yeah, no, I've done a lot of research on this. So, are you impressed by that at least?
I am.
You could call me a casual all you want, but are you at least impressed?
I definitely am impressed because it's like you definitely to remember all of that and the interim champions, who defeated who. That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
That's a lot.
It would get harder if you asked me to answer who did they beat for the title, like when there was vacated titles and stuff like that.
Could you do the PFL or one championship?
No, no, I couldn't. I could maybe do a bit of the lightweight division in Bellator, but other than that, no, I can't really do much of anything outside of the UFC. You could call me an MMA casual. Yeah. I'm a UFC hardcore though. So, yeah, but that was just something I wanted to test myself with. But now we have an actual game that we can both play. This is us updating our pound-for-pound rankings because we made a pound-for-pound list probably 2 months ago at this point.
Yeah.
I'll read down the list. I might also have the list show on screen right now, so you might be looking at the pound-for-pound list right here. It's nice, right? It's right here. You can see it, right? It's just floating in midair.
Look at the list.
So it's John Jones, Islam Makhachev, Alex Pereira, Leon Edwards, O'Malley, Ilia Topuria, Izzy, Max, DDP, Pantoja, Tom Aspinall, Sean Strickland, Armin, Oliveira, and Steve Erceg.
Yeah.
That's our top 15 list from last time. That needs an update. We need to update that. That is no longer what our list is. A lot of stuff has changed.
Are we pulling up the whiteboards?
Sure, we could pull up the whiteboard. All right, so we have a top 20 list, basically, because we want to make sure that we at least have 15 guys that we both agree on should be in the top 15, so we made a top 20.
Yeah.
We're only going to take the top 15 guys. We have a whole point system. I'll run through it at the end. But for now, we'll go number 20. Who do you have as your number 20?
Well, let me pull up my list.
All right.
Number 20, I have Merab.
All right. Number 20, I have Rachmanov.
Ooh.
All right. Number 19, who do you have?
Stipe.
Stipe. Oh,
Yeah.
my God. That was not a name I thought I was going to hear. I have Oliveira at my 19. Number 18.
Oh, I'll write yours down. My number 18, Jolton Almeida.
Almeida. Jeez. This is such a casual list for you. All right. At my number 17, I got Merab as my number 17. Who do you have?
Kamaru Usman.
Usman, okay.
Wait, did you do your 18?
Yeah, I have Figgy.
Okay.
I had Figgy as my number 18. I don't know if I said that or not. Yeah, Rachmanov, Oliveira, Figgy, Merab. And you have Merab, Stipe, Almeida, and Usman.
Yes.
Who do you have for your number 16?
Patty Pimlet.
Dude, this is ridiculous. Your list is already debunked. This is already... I have Armin. I have Armin Sharukian as my number 16. Who do you have as your number 15?
My number 15, Dan Hooker.
Oh my God, your list is so bunk. Okay. My number 15, I have Robert Whittaker.
15.
All right. Number 14, who you got?
Colby Covington.
All right. I don't even know what you're doing anymore. My number 14 is Leon Edwards. I got Leon at my number 14. Who do you have at number 13?
Alexander Pantoja.
Pantoja. Finally, someone that I have on my list, too.
Who's your 17?
My 17 was Merab. My number 13 is Bilal. I put him one step above Leon. Just slightly above Leon.
Slightly.
Slightly. Who's your number 12?
Max Holloway.
Jesus Christ, that's low. That is low. I have Izzy at my number 12. Right above Bilal. Number 11?
Izzy.
Izzy?
Yeah.
All right, my number 12. Or my number 11, I have Pantoja.
Pantoja over Izzy.
Yep, Pantoja over Izzy.
Right.
Number 10?
Leon Edwards.
Leon, okay. My number 10, I have Sean Strickland. Who do you have at number 9?
My number 9. Bilal.
Okay, we both agree that Bilal is only one notch above.
Just slightly.
Just slightly. My number 9, I have Max Holloway.
Okay.
Who do you have at your number 8?
Number 8. I have Sean O'Malley.
That's low. Okay. I have Volk. I'm keeping Volk. I'm forever going to have Volk one spot above Max. Unless Max beats Ilya, he's going to forever just be like 1A, 1B right next to each other. I have Volk at number 8. Who do you have at number 7?
Ilia Topuria.
Okay. My number 7, I have DDP.
Okay.
All right. Who's your number 6?
Tom Aspinall.
Okay, we agree on one. I have Tom Aspinall in number 6 as well. All right. Number 5?
Sean Strickland.
Oh my God, dude. That is so high. That is so high. My number 5, I have Ilya.
Over Tom Aspinall.
Yes. I have Ilya at my number 5. Who's your number 4?
DDP.
Jeez. All right. My number 4, I have O'Malley.
Over Ilya?
Yeah, I started thinking about it, and he has a title defense now.
Okay.
Ilya doesn't have a title defense yet. I'd give him credit for defending his title at least.
Pretty decisively.
Yeah. Who's your number 3?
My number 3.
I think we already know who our top 3 are at this point.
Islam.
Fuck you, dude. That's fucking bullshit. All right, my number 3 is John Jones.
Okay.
I've moved him up. I moved him down one spot from my last list.
Okay.
He's way too inactive to be number 1 or 2, but I already know where you're putting him. Who's your number 2? Tell me why it's Alex Pereira.
It's Alex Ferreira.
Okay.
Who's your number 2?
Well, I agree. It's Alex Pereira. My number 2 is Alex Pereira. Okay. And your number 1 is John Jones.
Who's your number 1?
Islam, duh. Because he is. He's number 1 pound-for-pound fighter in the world right now.
Wait, who was your 3?
My 3 was Jones.
Okay.
All right, so now that we have our full lists, it's probably showing up right next to us as we're talking, since I now know how to add text to screen. Just a little bit of a thing I learned how to do over the past couple of weeks, so you're probably even looking at it right here next to each of us. His list is like right over there. My list is like right here.
Like right here.
So, yeah, we're going to now add them up, and then these lists will go away, and we'll get a full hardcore and the casual pound-for-pound list. I think Volk's got to be number 15. Come on, dude. He's lost to Ilya one time and lost to Islam twice. Other than that, he's run through everyone. Come on. It's got to be Volk. I placed him higher on my list than you placed Colby on yours.
I'll go Armin. Because he's bigger.
You think Armin is better than Volk?
Yeah.
You really think Armin?
No, for real. If you think about it, if they say Armin is the guy to beat, if they say Armin on 2 weeks' notice almost beat a young Islam, and then they say he's the guy that could beat him again.
Yeah, but we're talking pound for pound. We're not talking. I don't know. I think Volk is better than Armin pound for pound. And obviously on my list, honestly on my list, I have Volk a lot better than Armin pound for pound. I have him at number 8. I have Armin at number 16. I don't know. But yeah, we have
Dan Hooker.
No, no, he's not better than Volk. Volk is much better than Dan Hooker. I can't believe you don't have Dan Hooker on your top, or I can't believe you don't have Volk on your top 15.
You can do Dustin Poirier instead.
No, because Volk is better than both of those guys.
He's not better than Dustin Poirier.
Yes, he is. Pound for pound, Volk is better than Dustin Poirier.
I don't think Volk ever beats Poirier in his career.
Well, we're talking pound for pound. Do you forget what pound for pound means?
Yeah. Oh.
Okay. So, we have our list. We'll go Armin at number 15. So, we've got Armin, because he won't accept that Volk is top 15 pound for pound. That is on him. That is on him.
Volk is not top 15 pound
Please
for
call
pound.
him out in the comments. Volk is better than Armin, but Armin gets top 15. Number 14.
Should be Dan Hooker.
Number 14 is Merab. Merab placed top 14 with 37 points. Next up, we have a tie between Pantoja and Leon Edwards at 24 points each for the number 13 and number 12 spots. How do we want to choose this? Who goes above who, Leon or Pantoja? One's champ right now. I think we got to place Pantoja at number 12 and Leon at number 13.
That's fair.
All right. So Leon at 13, Pantoja at Pantoja at 12. Now number 11 will go to Izzy with 23 points. It's not where I would have put him, but whatever. This is the hardcore and the casual list. This isn't my list. This is the hardcore and the casual list. So Izzy at number 11. Number 10 will be Bilal Muhammad with 22 points.
Over Izzy? Wow, man.
Hey, this is just how the math worked out. Bilal got 22 points. Izzy got 23. The lower the number, the better. So Bilal, number 10 ranked. Now we have Max Holloway with 21 points. Max Holloway gets number 9.
Okay.
Number 8 will be Sean Strickland with 15 points.
Okay.
Number 7, we have a 3-way tie for number 7. We have Ilia Topuria, O'Malley, and Tom Aspinall all got 12 points. So how do we want to set up the next 3? Number 7 through 5. Aspinall, Ilia, and O'Malley.
Okay. Aspinall, Ilia, O'Malley. So we'll go...
On my list, I had it O'Malley, Ilia, Aspinall.
You gotta
On your list, you have it Aspinall, Ilia, O'Malley. We literally have it the exact opposite, which is why it came out to be dead even. Because you and I have it the exact opposite way.
Okay, let's put title defenses over. O'Malley and Aspinall both have a title defense over Ilia, so he has to be both under them.
Okay, so we go Ilia at number 7.
And then, I mean, they both had a good fight. I would put Tom Aspinall over O'Malley because he got a knockout.
Fair. All right, so then we'll go O'Malley at number 6. And then we'll go Aspinall at number 5. Sound good so far?
Yeah.
So now we're moving into our top 4 guys. Number 4, easy, 11 points, DDP. He got number 4, DDP. Number 3. Now we have a 3-way tie for the top 3. All getting 4 points. Islam, Alex, and Jones all got 4 points. There are top 3 guys. How do we want to place them in this top 3, man?
Islam, Alex, and Jones.
Because
I'm gonna say
we tied on these 4, 4, and 4.
I believe John Jones is number 1 pound for pound heavyweight. That is my biased opinion, but for the sake of the channel, I will not have a biased opinion. I do believe title defenses mean more than just holding the belt. For the sake of the channel, so I will go. I'll go Jones, Islam, Pereira.
Okay, I'm not doing that.
Only because Alex Pereira has defended his belt against different people. Because Islam, he won the belt against Oliveira. Then he fought Volk twice, who's coming up a weight class. And then he fought Dustin Poirier.
Yeah.
Who's a little
Which
more...
is the exact same thing that Alex Pereira did. He fought Yuri twice, and he fought Jamal once. It's the exact same thing. I don't know, man. And don't forget that Alex Pereira got knocked out 1 year ago.
But you have to put in Alex Pereira.
And he had a split decision with Jan Blachowicz 1 year ago. He got knocked out in one fight and then had a split decision in his next fight. Islam has been dominant since he got knocked out years ago. He's been pretty dominant. I mean, he's had one close fight with Volk.
But what you can say is that in a shorter amount of time, Alex Pereira has won a title in 2 different weight divisions. So you have to give that over.
Yeah, but are you saying that Islam couldn't do that?
I'm not saying he could. I'm just saying he didn't. I'm not saying he couldn't. I do think he could. I'm just saying he didn't.
I don't know, man, because there's also the aspect of pound for pound where you have to be the most well-rounded guy. Like, Islam is the most well-rounded fighter. You can't say that Alex Pereira is the most well-rounded fighter. I mean, he might be, like, the most impressive guy right now, but he's not the most well-rounded fighter.
John Jones is more well-rounded
than Alex Pereira. He's not more well-rounded than Islam.
Yeah.
Islam is a better striker than John Jones.
Islam is a better striker than John Jones because John Jones is up a weight class.
John Jones almost lost to Dominic Reyes.
He almost, but he didn't. He
but
ended
he
up
almost
pulling it
did
through in that fight
because of his lack of striking ability.
So what would Leon do? I mean, what would Islam do against a guy like Rakhmonov?
He'd probably start off striking, and then if the striking got bad, then he'd go for the takedown, and then if the takedown got bad, he'd go back to striking, and he can switch back and forth. If Alex Pereira gets into trouble on the feet, he can't just shoot a takedown.
Yeah, he can. He tried to take down on Izzy.
Yeah, but that was just because he wanted to test Izzy's grappling. It wasn't because he was getting into trouble on the feet. He just wanted to see what would happen. And that's Izzy we're talking about. Anyone can shoot a takedown on Izzy and get it. Izzy will get back up.
I have it Jones, Pereira, Islam.
Islam at number 3?
Islam at number 3.
I'm sorry, man. We're going to have to disagree, and I am not budging and putting... I'd rather put Jones at number 1 than Alex Pereira at number 1. Alex Pereira is not the best fighter in the world.
I said that. Jones, Pereira, Islam.
I also won't put Pereira over Islam. Actually, that's where I'm going to draw the line. I won't put Pereira over Islam. I don't care where you put Jones. I'm putting Alex Pereira is not better than Islam.
Okay, Jones, Islam, Pereira.
Fine.
Fair enough.
Fine. Jones, Islam, Pereira. A lot of you guys at home are not going to like it. I don't think John Jones is the best fighter in the world. I think he's way too inactive. You sound like Dana White every time you talk about it. You sound like you and him are each holding one part of his nutsack. Does he have shit on you too? John Jones clearly has something on Dana White. Like, he's got some sort of video of Dana White hitting his wife again or something. I don't know what it is, but Jones has it. I think he has something on you too. But whatever, as long as I get Islam above Pereira, because Islam is a better fighter than Pereira, that's fine. So now, here's our final list. We have John Jones at the top, sadly, because of him. Blame him. If you guys disagree, blame him. Write it in the comments.
John Jones is number 1 pound for pound, best champion, best fighter in the world.
He's the GOAT. He is not the best right now, so blame him if you don't like this list. Jones at number 1, Islam at number 2, Alex Pereira at 3, DDP at 4, Aspinall at 5, O'Malley at 6, Ilia Topuria at 7, Sean Strickland at 8 for some reason, Max Holloway at 9, Bilal Muhammad at 10, Izzy at 11, Pantoja at 12, Leon Edwards at 13, Merab at 14, and Arman at 15, even though I think Arman should be at 16 and Volk should be at 15.
It really should be Dan Hooker.
You've ruined this list. You have undeniably ruined this list. Please write down in the comments whose list you thought was better out of the two of ours. But this is the official list now for the Hardcore and the Casual podcast. But please write down in the comments whose list you liked better. I think that's it for today. We've been going for 54 minutes. Do you got anything else you want to say before we sign off? We got no predictions to do this week. So this was just a little fun episode for us. So, if you got anything else to say, go right ahead.
A question to the viewers. What do you how do I put this out there? What do you feel like the UFC needs? Like, what fights do you think are fights that they should make? What are some things that you would like us to talk about, whether it be fight statistics or certain types of fights, style of fights, different fights you would want us to break down, things like that. Give us some things, thoughts, and opinions, and get back to us.
If you have any new stuff that you'd like us to do, write it in the comments. Just get involved. Please start writing in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. We'll be back next week with our predictions of Sean Brady versus Gilbert Burns.
Yes.
We might also do some kind of quiz or maybe a fight review on next week's episode because we won't have anything to review.
Yeah.
So we could have another fun episode like this. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Elijah, for being here. I've been your host, Justin. This has been the Hardcore and the Casual Podcast. Like, share, and subscribe. And peace out.